Well, what's them tyre marks on the floor down there, mate? Oh, love a real drive car. I discovered recently that KFC do this hot sauce, which is actually, it's nice. It's alright. It's alright. Quick message before we get on with this video. If you still haven't bought yourself a ticket to win my Golf R, it's 25 quid a ticket. There's 1,499 tickets in total. We've sold over half of them already. If you buy 5 or more, you're gonna get them for 20 quid each. It's a crazy car, and ultimately one ticket's gonna win that car, all right? So if you wanna get your chance to win that car, you've gotta visit my website, planofdreams.co.uk. I'll put the link in the description and in the pinned comment. You've got to go there and answer a skill-based question. Provided you get that question right, you'll be in for a chance of winning the car, all right? And as soon as I sell out all the tickets, I'll do the draw, all right? That's it, let's get on with the video. Right, so in the previous video, I mentioned that I was dropping my M135i off to VRS in Northampton, and today I'm going to pick the car up. Now, when I dropped it there, I hadn't actually ever had this car dynoed. When I bought it, I was told it was 440 BHP, but Will said just drop it off, and he's going to try and squeeze more power out of it. So just remap it, you know, just try and create a bit more power throughout the rev range. So before I dropped it there, I done Dyno draggy test results and see how quickly I could get it to 60, and it done 0 to 60 in 4.44 seconds, which is bloody quick, to be fair. But I think my sort of aim for this video is quite a bold thing to try and do right now, because I don't actually know what Will's done to it, but try and get it to 60 quicker than 4.4 seconds, all right? So Will's just texted me to say, Cal, the car's ready. He hasn't actually said what he's done to it or like where we're at with it, so it might not even be running at more power. We'll see. First job is Uber, and I'm gonna get in a taxi and go to Northampton, all right? So let's get on it.
I told myself that money would never be a factor. Now I'm laughing at Benny Hanna's with benefactors. I sell my soul for an artist law for them giant raptors. My chef cooking that steak.
Mate, you the taxi driver? You got a Tesla, man. So you got it on that at the minute. Well, you have it permanently on that? On this?
Yeah.
Because then you can see what's behind.
Yeah.
This is amazing. So it literally costs nothing to run this car, does it?
It's nothing, no.
Hey guys, check this out. You guys just put it on autopilot. So you don't have to steer or nothing. So what if a car, does it brake for you automatically as well?
Yeah.
That is amazing. Do you use that a lot?
Nah, not really, no.
Nah,
I don't trust this.
It's too late. Yeah, I wouldn't trust it either. Yeah, that's it. Perfect. Just put it over here, whatever. Listen to it. Listen to that roar. V8 roar. There it goes. Whistling off the road. Whistling off up the road. What are you not saying? Try to get a Tesla. Imagine getting a Tesla on the channel. That'd be jokes. I don't think Will will be very happy with that. Let's go see what's going on with the M135i.
I ain't innocent, the sinister. The sin within hadn't sent it into my signature. Don't be offended, I meant it that I'm a minister. But this simulated, now I'm sitting similar. This ain't no cinema, I'm finished as a swindler. Say sweeping up these chains like I never been a prisoner. Exchange these chains for angels in my perimeter. Never be the same, I'm flawed, but I'm forgiven, bruh. I'm flawed, but I'm forgiven, bruh.
That's the road test complete. Will, what's them tyre marks on the floor down there, mate? Is it alright?
Yeah, it's much better now.
Are we over 500 brake now? Right, I think what we're going to do is Will's just chucked me the keys. I'm going to go for a little test drive in it, come back, and then we're going to talk about what's been done to the car. Now, at this stage in my life, I know what power it dynoed at, and obviously I haven't told you lot yet. And if I'm honest, let me just sort that camera out. Oh, shit. If I'm honest, the dyno figure is massively disappointing. All right. So just to give you an update, but I'll let Will explain that side of things when we get back. Let's go for a little test drive, and then we'll switch back on in a sec. See, noticeably, like straight away, it's noticeably more on point. And the thing is with this car is it's just such a fun thing to drive. I feel like I'd never want to be without something like this. It's just such a unique setup, and it's just so enjoyable to drive. So yeah, so as I'm getting it straight away, obviously I'm used to driving this car. I'll let you go, sir. After you. That flashing lights means you can go and I will wait. Yeah, I'm used to driving it, and when I accelerate, I can feel that there's a lot more low end power, a lot more. It kind of had this bit of an issue before where it kind of fluctuated, like, almost, is that the right word? As you accelerated, it would almost let off a little bit, like it wasn't doing as you tell it to. And I feel like that's why I felt like it needed a little bit of a remap, because it just didn't feel very well mapped. So it just feels a lot more on point now. Well, I think that'll do just for a quick little test drive. So I could do with a McDonald's. Is there a McDonald's around here? Need a munch, man. There's got to be a McDonald's here somewhere, isn't there? There we go. There's actually a McDonald's. KFC would be good. Oh, there's a KFC. What a result! Right, yeah, that's test drive done. I'm gonna get KFC, and very impressed. Let me just show you again. Why is KFC not there? Oh, it's in here. Sick. Yeah, feels a lot more on point. Power delivery's a lot better. Bit more throttle response. But like I say, I'm going to go back in a bit after my KFC and let Will explain to you what's been done and what's improved, and also the golden number, the dyno figure. Yeah, so I'll see you in a bit. Thank you. Thank you very much. No, I ain't had KFC in ages. Love, I think chicken and chips in general is probably one of my most favourite things. And I discovered recently, sorry about sidetracking, you know I love to sidetrack. I discovered recently that KFC do this hot sauce, which is actually, it's nice. It's alright. It's alright. So you can't really have chicken and chips without chili. You're not even bothered, are you? Yeah. Love a real drive car. Bit of smoke in the background there. I've actually come the wrong way, you know, look. Getting carried away with doing wheel spins. Honestly, I know we're meant to be back at VRS in a minute, but I was just sort of having some fun on my journey back. Am I even going the right way? If you're thinking about buying one of these cars and tuning it, you seriously, you've got to buy one that's already tuned. You've got to stop thinking about it. You need to go and buy one, because it'll be the best thing that you've ever driven. Am I going the right way? I ain't got a clue. Somewhere around here. This is it. Here we are, nowhere to park. Thank you, sir. Place is like my bloody second home. I feel like I'm here all the time. Right, so Will, let's start with my car. When I bought it, yeah, I was told that it was 440 BHP.
Yeah, that was a lie.
So let's start with how much power have we gained, peak power?
Just quickly to explain that, there's two types of 135i. In 2013, you've got the earlier car, which is a vacuum operated actuator, and you've got the later car in 2013, then on till the 140, which is an electronic operated actuator. The electronic operated actuator can hold boost more at the top end with back pressure.
Okay.
The vacuum one, because it's vacuum operated and not pressure operated, when you start to get back pressure in the exhaust housing, the wastegate blows open.
Okay.
When it blows open, the boost goes, and there's nothing you can do unless you change the design of that to keep the boost in there.
So, like, is that honestly why it hisses a lot, doesn't it, on boost?
No, that's just because you've got the huge Berger Motorsport take on there.
Oh, right.
So basically, what happened? You won't hear it come out now because it's all integral in the exhaust housing. So basically, if you had the later 135i, then I would expect to see 440 horsepower. But the earlier cars on my dyno, I don't see any more than 360 to 380 on a very, very good car.
Oh, really?
Unless you do something with the vacuum system or change the actuator for a pressure actuator, and then change how it's piped up, so you're putting pressure on the actuator to keep it closed.
Oh,
so
right.
you're equaling the pressure in the exhaust housing to the actuator, and then obviously it will hold boost then.
Yeah,
It's not that complicated, but
so it's doable.
It's doable, but the cost of doing it
is not worth it.
Yeah, I mean, you know, at the end of the day, that you're getting back pressure. So as soon as you get back pressure, you don't want too much boost then. So basically, your car made 367 horsepower and 434 pounds-feet of torque.
Yeah.
That was your best dyno graph. I won't show the other ones, but that was the best one. It was a cool down run. So the blue power is what you had. And so this is your blue power here, and it tails off. This is a little flick, this inertia at the end of the dyno, ignore that. And then that's your torque there.
So the blue and the red is before,
correct,
and the purple and
so we've retuned the car, and this is the new. So ultimately, I can't get any more power because I'm not, you know, I can only make the wastegate do what it will do. So, but we just asked for a 100% duty cycle at the end, which basically gives us this extra piece here. Okay, yeah. But what we have done is gained your 60 horsepower here, mid-range, and 65 pounds-feet here, all the way across from 2,250 RPM, well, from the bottom, but mainly from there onwards, you know, to sort of 4,000, a big chunk in the middle. What we've actually done is what's happened here is the previous tuner's map. There's certain limits that weren't changed in the ECU. So what had happened is it was reaching fuel pressure limits. So obviously we change a lot more things when we do it in order to stop this happening. What's actually happening is, if I get the laptop and show you, so this is basically boost pressure. So the car was wanting to see basically a bar of boost and then drop off to 0.5 a bar at the end. So the boost pressure is okay, but this is your throttle trace. So this is wide open throttle, so it's electronic throttle, so the engine ECU is actually closing the throttle here. So this is like absolute open throttle, which is basically on these cars 78% they call it, and then it's closing it down to 36 itself because it's hitting the limit. So what was happening was, that's why you've got less power as well, because there wasn't certain parameters in the ECU hadn't been changed. So we are running more boost by 0.3 of a bar here, a little bit more boost, but we're running better fuel pressure and everything. So but that's their logging basically. This is the start of the run, this is the end of the run on the dyno for what you can see here and here. So and then if you go to the other logging, which is ours, you see here we're seeing 1.3 bar and 0.5 of a bar here, but our line's a lot more straighter, the boost control's nicer, and then the throttle is 78 all the way across. It's open all the way across. So that's
why I had that fluctuation before. It's like
that's why it didn't feel nice when you were driving it. So now it should drive much better coming onto boost. It should be a lot more lively because you're getting full throttle. So you know, there's a lot of maps you can buy out there which will just fire straight in the car, but unless you physically dyno it and check it, then you're not going to get you're not going to get this sort of quality of a map. So
all right, so we've got to go see what draggy times it does now, because in theory we should get a better 0 to 60 time because we've got a lot more power.
Or more wheel spin and a worse time.
It's unbelievable that this car is only like 368 BHP or whatever it is. It's I say it a lot as well. Like, obviously for me that's disappointing. I was thinking, damn man, you know, I've told the world that my car's 440 BHP. I have sort of said to everyone, I've been told that, so it might not be accurate, but that is like extremely far out. But what's brilliant with this car is it is surprisingly, like shockingly quick, considering the amount of power it's got. So 368 BHP, to me, that is not big power. That's not a car that has a lot of power in my opinion. But you know how much I love this car, and now like it's noticeably quicker, it's noticeably more responsive, and it's a better car, and still only got that small peak number, which it's impressive, isn't it? But yeah, Will does get very technical, and I must admit, when he's sort of talking away sometimes, it does go over my head a little bit. But that's why, you know, people have different qualities, don't they? That's his quality. His thing is, he is a technical guy, and it's a lot more fiery than it was before. He is a technical guy and he knows his stuff, but you can clearly see that mid-range, we've gained a hell of a lot of torque, and more importantly, like from me, from my driving point of view, we've gained a lot more overall and specifically mid-range power delivery. So it's a noticeable difference. It's a nicer thing to drive, and do you know what? I love this car, and I love it even more now because it's a little bit quicker. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get on my journey home. I've actually got to drop my broken camera off to Jessop's because you know, I mentioned before, my camera broke. Very annoying. So my cinematics ain't been as good lately. Simple reason is because my main camera broke. So I'm going to go drop that to Jessop's quick, and then we'll do draggy times in a sec. All right. Right. So here goes as ever. Sport Plus, traction control off. Press and hold both pedals and release the brake. Launch and see how quickly we can get to 60. Ready? 3, 2, 3, 2, 1. That was good. Bit of wheel spin in the middle there. Oh, that was quick. It felt bloody quick. So as ever, what I'll do is I'll do a few runs, multiple runs, and I'll check back with you in a second, let you know what my quickest time was. We've got to beat 4.4 seconds to 60, all right? So fingers crossed, I'll do it, all right? See you in a bit. Right, so draggy times. Let me go back in this direction. This car is so much better. So doing draggy times in this car now is probably more difficult now than it was before I had this tuning done, and the simple reason for that is traction. It does spin up because we've got a little bit more power low end now. It does spin up a bit more, so you kind of like a little bit on and off the accelerator, and if you use launch control, it's a bit of a task just keeping the traction down. So I've done several runs, if I'm honest, because I really wanted to beat it, beat the previous time. And just to quickly explain, like, this has been my theory of how the difference in power is. Imagine having a car in comfort mode and then putting it in sports mode. That's basically the difference in power that I feel from when I dropped it off to when I picked it up today. So not a massive difference, but it is a hell of an improvement over what it was before. So before, obviously, we had 0-60 in 4.44 seconds, yeah? And after several runs, let me just pull over here a second, just double check, make sure I don't get this wrong. After several runs, my best 0-60 time, and there's a lot on here, was 0-60 in, I'll screenshot that so you can see it, 4.38 seconds. So I beat my 0-60 time that I've done before. So the theory of this video is basically my car has one more BHP more than it did, like peak power, than it did before I dropped it off. So I have gained and made a gain there, I suppose. but it does also have a lot more mid-range power, and it is now slightly quicker to 60 than it was before. Obviously, a bit disappointed in that it ain't the 440 BHP. It's miles off 440 BHP. It ain't quite what I thought it was, but I still love the car. It's a great car, and I thought even filming this video, like natural YouTube stuff's got to be, it's got to be amazing, and things are meant to be, you know, like if it would have been great if there was a huge improvement, but I'm real, man. I'm not here to hide things from anyone, and I just thought, you know what, let's keep it real, keep it honest, and yeah, still a great car. It's just not quite as powerful as I thought it was. So I'm gonna head back now, back home, funny enough. So thank you very much for watching. If you did like this video, hit like. I'll make sure there's the links for VRS and everything below. Also give me a follow on Instagram at Calvin's Car Diary. I'm going to attempt more 0 to 60 times when I've got a bit of time, so I might even beat that. I'll post a draggy leaderboard in my story as well, so you can go and check that out. And yeah, so if you did like this video, again, I'm going to remind you to hit like, hit subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in my next video, alright? Bye. In the next episode of Calvin's Car Diary, me and Ricky go for a little drive in the Audi RS6, but it doesn't quite go to plan.